It's gonna be legend. Wait for it. And I hope you're not lactose intolerant because the second half of that word is dairy.
Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and you can pre-order all of the Strixhaven cards you need right now by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Meme or Dream, the series where we take some interesting lists published from Magic Arena under the guise that they went 6 wins or better at Platinum rank or better in best of 3 and put them through the test. Are they a meme and as janky as they look, or are they a dream? And this week, we got a deck that caught my eye for a couple of reasons. This is historic Abzan Legends, and the biggest thing that sticks out about this deck is the absurd number of 1 and 2-ofs, because every creature in our deck, except for General Enforcer of all things, is a legend. We're playing 1 of them, 2 of them to avoid legend ruling ourselves, and we have Captain Sisay, one of our key card to tutor up whatever legend we need for a given situation. We have Curvoli, can also dig for our legends, so kind of a legendary toolbox style of deck, I would say. The other weird thing about this deck is we are in a Zika God of Trees deck, but we actually aren't planning on casting the Prismatic Bridge. If you look at our mana base, we don't actually have the option to do that. I guess theoretically we can play in Azika to turn all of our legends into Bird of Paradises and then cast a second copy as Prismatic Bridge, but this is the fairest way to play Azika. We're not even attempting to play the lands necessary to play the backside of the card, and really, the deck's pretty scattered and all over the place, in part because of that legendary tutor theme, and in part because we kind of have like a legendary human sub-theme, which is weird. Like, General Enforcer makes legendary humans indestructible. We do have like Chevelles, and we have some Shaunas, and we do have some Finns and some Thalias. So we have a bunch of random legendary humans. We also have Elf Advisors, we also have gods, so we have some legendary humans, some legendary apes, so kind of a little bit scattered and all over the place, but I think the idea is, hopefully we can find whatever sweet legend we need at a given time. So, not ultra janky Ashiok pre-con deck level Meme or Dream, but a really interesting deck that looks fun to play. We do have a sideboard, mostly full of more legendary creatures to improve the tutor package, along with some removal. So anyway, let's jump into some games, find out if Abzan Legends for Historic, the fair Azika deck, with Captain Sisay providing the tutoring power, is a meme or a dream. Alright, on to round 1, match 1, whatever, of our Abzan Legend meme or dream, and it's going to be interesting. Kind of feels a little bit like we're playing a commander deck, kind of also feels a little bit like we're mana screwed. Alright, well this will try, probably putting Shauna to the bottom. Can be the target of ability. Such a weak form of protection. If it was spells or abilities, then Shauna would actually be kind of reasonable. But the fact that it only protects against abilities, a little less exciting. But still, I mean, it is a 2-drop. Not sure how this control matchup's gonna go. Well, go 1-1. Get him, Shauna. I mean, if we can actually like start tutoring with Captain Sisay, it's gonna be sweet. But I don't know how likely that is. Well, play General Enforcer. Boom. Human. Indestructible. Legend. Pump it. Good game opponent. Oh, don't. Okay. Well. Got him, I guess. I don't know how our opponent ever beats this. Oh. Well, I guess the answer is... Haha! It's an ability! Double got him! Oh my goodness! After we mock Shauna's ability, we immediately get value making our opponent punt. We can't cast anything else. Do we attack with General Enforcer? They already spent their seal away, right? What are the odds they have 2? Apparently not that high. Sadly, we cannot play any more Magic the Gathering cards at the moment because we don't have double green, and we're not drawing lands, but... Ooh, there's green. All right, play the land. Go to combat. We could have played Sisay first. So what's the worst case scenario? Well, it's indestructible. So if they make a shark, that's fine. We would like our opponent to tap out for more seal aways. Well, Captain Sisay. I assume this gets countered. Maybe General Enforcer. Shauna's just busted. The seal away. At least, I guess the upside for opponent is if we manage to kill their seal away, we don't get anything back. Maybe that was the plan. Just +1. Wow, it's just a shark? Okay. And Captain Sisay is a legendary human. So our opponent needs to kill General Enforcer and then Wrath? Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, we will activate Captain Sisay. What do we want? Is there anything that's specifically good against counters, I wonder? I have a lot of options, don't we? Let's take a Thalia. Play a Thalia. This General Enforcer is seriously doing work. Alright, there's the counter. Well, we will play Azeka. Cycles the cast out. Alright, so we know the coast is clear. And so, wow, this is actually kind of working. I can't believe how good this General Enforcer is at the moment. Opponent. Opponent might be in trouble. I take it all back, Shada. Opponent, tap land. Like, I don't even know if we care that much of our... Oh my goodness, that lets us play the backside if we want to. Alright, so how can this go wrong is the question. Alright, let's Captain Sisay. Tutor up a... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Vivian? Play Vivian? Opponent more absorbs. Well, go attacking. Don't really want to get the General Enforcer hit by Seal Away at the moment. Well, alright, pass the turn. Opponent on taps. So opponents found some counters to keep from just straight up dying, but they're still in really rough shape. I guess we can also start not casting things and just exiling stuff to make 1/1s. Opponent. Land. Foretells. Well, let's Sisay. For Thalia. Play Thalia. Opponent casts the cast out. Ooh, that's not great. Alright, yeah. I'll go to combat. Attack, attack. The problem is this could be a Doomscar. And if our opponent has a Wrath now, they could actually get back in this game. Opponent. Is it a Doomscar? Okay, Baffling End. Well, I assume that means our opponent doesn't have a Wrath, or they would have cast it. I'll play the land. Play Kaya. Opponent's gonna desperately draw cards. Doesn't this leave our opponent dead, though? Like, even if they counter Kaya, we just attack and win. Alright, well, in that case... exile the Shark. And... kill you? Oh! Alright, that was really good. Playing against blue-white control, and legendary humans just did not care. Well, Redain seems good against our opponent's deck. Heroic Intervention, Thought Distortion, Chemball, Sorin, and more spiders. Alright, what's bad against our opponent's deck? Probably Finn. I don't think we're going to poison our opponent. I mean, I don't know about Finn, period, in this deck. We don't have other Death Touchers, right? Or not many. We have, like, Chevelle, but not that many. We can go down to Chevelle. Opponent doesn't have that many creatures. Kethis seems good. Anything that draws cards seems good against control. Blowing up artifacts and enchantments isn't bad. Valky's fine. Now, maybe it's another Chevelle. I mean, we can't take out Shauna now, because Shauna just proved its worth. Two more cuts, eh? Maybe we get on one Ruinous Blast and one... Mox Amber. When in doubt, cut the bad Mox. That's my my unofficial motto. Alright, well, game one went surprisingly well. The whole Thalia Mox Amber combo, eh? Alright. I mean, Thalia is one of our best cards against control. Assuming it doesn't get countered on turn 2. If we actually get it down, it's going to be great. And we can play the Mox Amber first, so we don't tax it. Although, it is going to tax our Planeswalkers, potentially. Opponent. Tap land. Oh my god, that's Thought Distortion. Well, you know what's one of our absolute best cards against control? That would be Thought Distortion. Pretty reasonably effective against control decks, I say. Opponent. Untap land. Well, play a Forest, play a Mox Amber. Play a Thalia. Gotta play it first or else we Thalia attacks it. Alright, well, that's not bad. Well, now we just need to draw mana, I guess, to get to this Thought Distortion. Opponent land passes, Kaya. Well, tap land, and... I don't even know if I want to attack. Let's not attack. I really want this Thalia to stick out at the moment. And we already saw Seal Away. Thalia is not Shauna. Opponent, scry land. To the top. Land, please. Kenrith. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, let's go attacking. Now I might kind of want Thalia to die so we can cast other Magic the Gathering cards. Our hand is full of sweet things that we cannot cast. I guess we also have unfortunately just drawn infinite 5-drops. There's a Baffling End. It's the Thalia. Well. Oh my god, losing Thalia cuts off a mana though. Oh, this is going wrong in so many ways. Oh, Mox Amber! We should have cut both. We should have known better. Oh my goodness. We're going to start discarding the hand size? Oh, Mox Amber, you mock us. You mock us, you mock us, you mock us. Well, I guess there's this Ruinous Blast going away. If our opponent ever draws a Teferi while we are doing literally nothing, we're probably just dead. Opponent to the bottom. We need to start drawing things so we can cast things so we can force our opponent to spend their... Oh my god, alright. Well, it'll be a land in a couple of turns. Give it time. Give it time. Authority of the Consuls? Sure. And a land? Sure. Well, we will play Sorin. Countered if you'd like. We will ping you. Boom. 17, take that. Opponent gonna draw a couple cards. I mean, we're 1 mana away from Thought Distortion, which would be the best. Opponent untaps. Land. Search for Azcanta. Azeka. Well, let's play the spider. Ping our opponent. Pass the turn. Ooh, opponent's scrying. 2 to the bottom. Okay, that's better than to the top. Azcanta, more scrying, leaves it on top. I'm so worried about a Teferi. Opponent, island. Seal away to get the spider. Passes. Oh my god, it's a land. Okay, so... the question is, what do we do now? Well, I mean, I guess it's just Thought Distortion. Get rid of the counters. Alright, well, opponent survived for a turn with Commit to Memory of all things. Well, I guess this means if they find Narset, we get Narset wield and lose. Opponent mills a Doomscar. Plays a land. Foretells. Opponent. Cast out. Alright, well, we will play Kaya. We will exile Cast out. Get back Sorin. Take up Sorin. Ping ya. Untap land. Velki. Take the Yarion. Opponent's gonna draw a couple of cards. I guess at this point, maybe we do survive Narset Wheel because we have 2 Planeswalkers. It took us a while to get our mana going, but 2 to the bottom. Well, we get a peek. We take Yarion. An opponent does not have much going on. They might have to wheel here, because if they don't wheel, we get to Thought Distortion and exile it. So our opponent might have to wheel, and I think as long as there's not a Narset out, we're kind of fine with that. Opponent land. Spin it to win it? Well, you got the chance? All right, new hands. Not a bad hand. Not a great hand, but not a bad hand. Opponent. Well, they got some action, but can they deal with the Planeswalkers? All right, there's a Teferi. Wow, Tux the Valky. Interesting. Well, that means we get to ping down Teferi. Play Captain Sisay. Play General Enforcer. Play a land. Play Thalia. Protect the General Enforcer. Okay. Okay. Your go, opponent. We also have the possibility of reanimating Teferi. Opponent, land. We're pretty well Wrath protected. Opponent needs to kill General Enforcer and then Wrath and do it through Thalia. And even if they do, we still have 2 Planeswalkers going. And if we get to untap with Captain Sisay, then we get to start tutoring up sweet things. Narset. Takes down. Boy, if we can kill Narset and reanimate Teferi, that is such a good blowout. Opponent. So they do have the option of sealing away. There's the seal away. Hits the General Enforcer. And you got a Wrath? I mean, if our opponent Wraths, I think we're fine with it. Because then we get the Teferi. And we can reanimate with Sorin. So that's like super fine. Opponent passes. Well, in that case, we will Captain Sisay. Tutor up a... What does Urza's Ruinous Blast do? Kills a lot of random stuff. I guess it shuts down Yarion a bit. Let's take Vivian. Go to combat. Attack Narset. Still fine with this going wrong. Like, if our opponent makes a shark or something, that's still fine. Okay, opponent makes a shark. So we're pretty fine with this. Opponent blocks Thalia. Narset goes to 1. Bad news for our opponent is this means we get to Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. Get back to Fairy. Kill Narset. Draw with Teferi. Actually, do we draw with Teferi? Let's tuck the shark. Reanimate Thalia. Play a General Enforcer. Kaya, the General Enforcer. Play a land. Pass the turn. Oh, I guess this isn't legendary, is it? I guess we probably should have played the second General Enforcer. Opponent, mills a console. So they can, like, run out Yarion and blink a couple of removal spells, which I guess isn't bad. Alright, opponent's going to go on the Yarion plan. Wow, blinks 3 removal spells. We get a bunch of stuff. Alright, well, we'll see. Authority of the Consuls again. So opponent's gaining a ton of life. Although it's not like we really have hasty threats, so opponent gets back their removal. So what do you get? Spider. Okay, so it goes Captain Sisay, Thalia, General Enforcer. We draw land. Alright, so let's draw with Teferi.
Keep up the pace.
Ooh, Kogla. Play Kogla. Opponent counters. Well, we will reanimate Kogla. Kill Yarion. Tick up on Kogla. General Enforcer. Land. I mean, our opponent is up to 35 life, which is kind of obnoxious. Go attacking. Alright. Well, we'll see. Untap, untap. I mean, we are going toe-to-toe with this deck, though. And kind of just outvaluing them. They've had a ton of removal and so forth, but it's just not that great. Not enough to keep up with the Legends. Wrath of God. Alright, so that's a start for our opponent. That does get rid of our creatures. For now. We get back Kogla. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand. And Narset takes down. I mean, we do want to avoid getting Narset wheeled. That is still a way things could go wrong. Finds it to Fairy. Passes. Well, draw with Teferi. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Oh boy, we're gonna yell at for that, aren't we? Mistakes may have been made. Well, play Vivian. Devious Cover-Up. I'll play the land, play Kagla. Opponent gains a couple life. Exile Narset. Yeah, we gave up a bit of card draw there for no value. Oops. Ah, these Planeswalkers, it's been like 2 years, and it's still so easy to punt into them. Okay, opponent. Wrath of God number 20. Teferi. Draws a card. And untap land. And cast out. Alright, so this does keep our opponent alive for the moment, which is obnoxious. And they have... Oh. They took the Kaya. Interesting. I was not expecting that. Well... Do we draw? Do we tuck? Yeah, let's draw with Teferi.
We need to move quickly.
Play the spider. Play General Enforcer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Well, we will pass the turn, untap, untap. So we can start exiling cards from our opponent's graveyard, which is not bad. Wow, the Desperate Upkeep Scry. Okay. To the bottom, to the bottom. Like, if we get rid of the Teferi, our opponent does not have much left going for them. And these Kethuses are going to be good eventually. Opponent's going to draw. Sure. Tap land. Well, we will exile Devious Cover-Up. Exile... Do we gotta exile one of our own creatures? Let's exile General Enforcer. We need enough power to kill the Teferi. Opponent untaps. Well, draw with Teferi. Actually, you know what? Let's play Redain. Opponent gains some life. Boy, this is a long game. Everything at Teferi. Oh, Teferi down. All right, we're back to being the only one with the Teferi. Draw with Teferi. And... yeah, let's just pass. Untap a couple lands. Alright. Here we go, opponent. Draws a couple cards. Opponent's at 42, though. The question at some point is going to be, can we kill our opponent before they... before we run out of cards with the way this game's going? I guess we're significantly ahead on time. Opponent finds a baffling end. Well, keep exiling our opponent's graveyard. Making it harder for this Iscanta to flip. Yes, might end with our opponent tapping out, or timing out. Cast out. Hits are Teferi. Well, play a land. Play General Kudrow. Exile Wrath of God. Go to combat. Attack you. Opponent down to 37. Pass the turn. Opponent scries. 1 to the top. Is Kanta. On top. Narset. Ticks down Narset. Finds a Shark Typhoon. I mean, I guess this allows our opponent to make a big shark. Cast Shark Typhoon. Interesting. Oh, another land. That's not great. Well, go to combat. Narset. Narset. Opponent. Opponent.
You are a mighty warrior. I can see.
Play Kethis. Opponent has a counter. Play Kethis. Exile Kethis and Atrasa. Play Kogla. I mean, we're just basically putting our opponent to the test. Like, they need to hit a Wrath this turn. If they do hit a Wrath, they're going to be in really good shape. If they don't hit a Wrath, we're going to be in really good shape. Well, alright, opponent is Kanta. Scries. Desperate. 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 Gotta hit the Wrath. They leave 1 to the top. Opponent passes. Okay. That's good. That's very good. Well, we go to combat. Oh my goodness, could they have Settle the Wreckage? That would be a blowout. Attack. 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 You know what? We're going to attack with everything. Tag with everything. Actually, let's leave the spider back. Big attack. Blow up the cast out. About it. Takes their beats. Kaya. Exile Shark Typhoon. Sisay. Exile a card from the graveyard to keep our opponent from flipping. Opponent gains some life. Ping you with Sorin. Wow. Is there a chance we're going to win this? Opponent makes a big shark. Thankfully, there's blockers. Wow, we are picking apart this control deck. Like, oh, they get to flip finally. All right, so opponent finally managed to flip their Iskanta. It might be too little too late, though. Land, opponent. Attacks. Well, we got a spider for that. Block. Opponent. I'm gonna go digging. And I mean, now, okay, they find a Doomscar. The good news is now, since we have this Sorin, if our opponent Doomscars, we just reanimate Kethis and can replay some stuff. Alright, so makes a spider, opponent gains life, stuff dies. Yeah, sure. Opponent passes. Well, Sorin. Reanimate Kethis. Opponent gains some life. Kethis. Exile General Kudro and Atrasa. Replay Redain. Replay Captain Sisay. Opponent, again gaining a ridiculous amount of life. Replay Kogla. Opponent gains a bunch more life. Scries. 1 to the top. Well, Kaya on, I guess, Kogla. Pass the turn. Oh, this game has been ridiculous. I mean, but we're showing we can go toe-to-toe with the controlliest deck in the entire format. Like, our opponents had Teferis and Narsets and removal and sweepers. Like, our opponent's fighting the good fight, but it's not actually pulling them that far ahead, or even ahead at all. We get a Spirit. Opponent gains more life. I'm seriously doubting that our opponent can kill us. Timely reinforcements, sure. Foretells the Doomscar. Well, we will Kogla. Fight a token. We will Azeka. Can we play Prismatic Bridge? We can't, right? White, green. Yeah, we're a color short. Well, play Azeka. Take up Kaya on Kogla. Take up Sorin on our opponent's face. Opponent's back up to 44. No attacks. I mean, we're far enough ahead on time, though, that I think that's how this ends. Opponent attacks Kaya. We will block with a Spirit. I think our opponent needs to Wrath again, because if they don't Wrath, Kogla attacks and starts blowing up their stuff. Alright, stuff dies. Narset. I mean, the other thing is eventually we're going to find a way to attack our opponent's hand. Cast out. Hits the Sorin. Baffling End. Hits a Zika. So they're not wrathing? Why did they Baffling End? Alright. So opponent blows up some stuff. We get back Kogla. Opponent gains some life. Well, Kaya. Get back Sorin. Sorin. Get back Kethis. Opponent gains life. Cathis. Exile, exile. Replay Captain Sisse. Opponent gains life. Kagla. Opponent gains life. Spirit. Hit Narset. We also have this heroic intervention now, which is interesting. The heroic intervention means our opponent needs Wrath plus counter to deal with our board. This has been a ridiculous game. Like, I don't even know what to say. This has just been ridiculous. Opponent, Scries, top. Wrath of God. Well, we will heroic intervention. Do you have a counter? Well, I think we pay. Oh! Nice try, blue-white control. Oh, my goodness. I think we got him now. Opponent. Fine, settle the wreckage. Well, Sorin, Pina. Captain Sisse. Tutor up a Urza's Ruinous. Well, Tutor up a... Oh, we don't have mana for Valky either? Maybe this deck wants another Triome. Well, I guess we tutor up Kaya. Play Kaya. Go to combat. Attack you. Blow up. Seal away. Opponent gains some life. Takes their beats. Kaya. Protect Cathis. Pass the turn. Oh my god, this is an absurd game. This is ridiculous. We're also at 69 life, which is nice, I guess. I cannot believe this game about it. This might be a one-match meme dream where we just play this match for an hour and that's it. That's the episode. At least it's been a sweet match. Opponent finds a counter. Certainly. Passes. Well, take up Kaya to protect Kagla. Captain Sisse. Tutor up Tutor up Valky, I guess. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Blow up a Baffling End. Get a Dido, opponent gains life. I mean, if opponent settles, that's fine. Opponent makes a 1-1. Blocks Kagla. Well, play Shauna. Technically a 7/7. And impervious to seal-aways, as we learned, Pina with Sorin. These Authority of the Consuls have done some work for our opponent. I swear that we have damaged our opponent for... I don't even know. Like, I really don't even know. Hundreds of damage, it feels like. Opponent. Scries. Draws. Opponent also has to deal with this Kaya, or else that Kaya will also win us the game. It is about to ultimate. Oh my goodness, opponent passes? Okay, well that should do it. Kaya, ultimate. Go to combat. Attack, 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 attack. Blow up a authority of the consoles. Now we don't even really care that much about Settle the Wreckage because we can cast stuff from exile now. Opponent makes a 1/1. Opponent blocks. Sure. Well, Captain Sisay. I think we're literally running out of things to tutor up. Opponent scries. What an absurd match of Magic. His deck's sweet, though. We will take Chemball. Play Chemball. Does this get the absorb? It does. Play a Zika. Play Tybalt. Take up Tybalt. Play a land past the turn. Another heroic intervention's pretty decent. I think we got him in the grindiest match in the history of Memer Dream. Wow, what a sweet game. We're up to 100 life. There's just no way our opponent's 100ing us before they run out of clock. Opponent. Teferi. I mean, Teferi is that is a good card. Might be a bit late, though. Like, look at this setup. And we have the Kaya emblem, so we can start casting stuff from exile every turn, which is... I mean, being able to cast, like, Yawgmoth's Vile Offering every turn seems pretty unbeatable. Opponent going to draw with Teferi. We have just slowly eaten away our opponent's board. Opponent untaps. Well, Kaya time. I guess we just go Yawgmoth's Vile Offering, get back Narset, kill Teferi. Opponent draws a counter, sure. Well, take up Tybalt. One, two, three. Oh, they can settle. All right. Oh, okay, they're not settling. Opponent's just giving up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. Well, Castle Ardenvale. Ping you. Go to combat. Attack. 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 Blow up a authority of the console. Life gain finally dealt with. Opponent takes a beating. Down to 12. Sisay. Tutor. For Azika. Primal Bridge. Might as well. Pass the turn. Oh, wow, what a performance, opponent scries. This was a ridiculous performance for this deck. Like, absurd. Ridiculous, crazy, absurd, insane. We got a Wrath covered. I mean, I guess this Settle can kind of keep our opponent alive for a turn, but, I mean, now we have Kaya Emblem, and we're going to... No, that's awkward. I guess Prismatic Bridge is actually kind of bad in our deck, isn't it? Well, we will cast a... Doesn't even really matter. I guess the spider? And then, to seal the deal, let's Ultimate Tybalt, which will let us cast our opponent's counters, which means we can attack and win through this settle. Yeah, we have a few cards in hand, I would say. Go to combat. Attack you. Blow up a Baffling End. Wow, what a performance against the control deck. Yeah, we get a dinosaur. I mean, now it's over. Opponent, behold the multiverse. That is acceptable. We have so many counters. Let's just counter it. What does it even matter? We might as well just counter everything and end this game. And then we will absorb. Yeah, being able to play all your opponent's cards is not bad either. Ultimated Kaya and a Tybalt and fought through all the control stuff. What a game! What a game! I'm ready to call this one a dream just based on this one match, because that one match was spectacular. Oh my goodness. Alright, go Legends. Wow, that was a long one, but that was a sweet one. Yeah, we'll take it. After the epic match one, can the Legends keep it going in match 2? This is fine, I guess. It's not a thrilling hand, but Shauna into Azika it's something. And that does turn on us casting big stuff pretty quickly, thanks to Azika's ramp. Well, Woodland Cemetery, Shauna, go. Oh my god. Is this more control? Can we never dodge the control deck, apparently, about it? Looks like more control. Well, Mox Amber. Land. Azika. Go to combat. Attack. And General Enforcer. Ooh, alright, yeah. Well, fair enough, opponent. Land. If we can resolve that. Well, go to combat. Attack you. Opponent takes it. Templess Island, Scry. General Kudrow. I mean, it's not a... Yeah, let's go to the bottom. Oh, come on, Magic Gods! One time! Please try to censor. I promise you. Oh, alright, it resolved. Well. Take up Vivian. Make a Reach Beast, I guess, in case there's sharks past the turn. Okay. Well, I mean, our opponent could have Wraths, but even if they Wrath, at least we have Vivian left over. Opponent. Don't touch the Vivian. Okay, Foretells. More lands on top. Well, go to combat. Attack ya. Vivian. Make a... I don't even know. Reach Beast. Land. Go. I mean, opponent's down to 8. They need things. They need to start doing things, or they're going to die. Opponent untaps. Alright, so here comes a Wrath, I assume. But then maybe Vivian will be enough to let us rebuild? Gotta be Shadow's Verdict, I assume. Yeah, Shadow's Verdict. Well, there goes our board for now. Make a beast with reach. Play Shauna. Pass the turn. Try to keep the pressure on. Opponent. Too bad we can't cast this with Vivian. That would be sweet. So far, I mean, the beasts have been good, but we have not been able to generate any card advantage with Vivian, awkwardly. Opponent's still in a pretty tight spot, though. They need to deal with our board and the Vivian. Tap land. Passes. Well. General Enforcer. Opponent's going to counter it. Okay. I'll play the land, make a beast with reach. Go attacking. Opponent to 2. Can they deal with it all? This Urza's Ruinous Blast looking pretty bad at the moment. Oh, the cards on our top of our library have not been ideal. Opponent. Passing again. All right, let's tick down Vivian. Play a Zika. Get a... Oh, concession! All right, that's even better than Athalia. All right, well, time for the control package, I guess. Redain in. Heroic Intervention. I don't even know if we bring that in. Kemble in, Sorin in. Spider in. Well, Urza's Ruinous Blast feels really bad, so we're going to take that out. Finn, still not 100% sold on Finn. Probably better against creature decks, but haven't played against creature decks, really. All control all the time on this Meme Dream. Oh, is a Heroic Intervention worth it? The nice thing is it does fizzle targeted removal. The bad news is our opponent's playing like Shadow Verdict and Extinction Event as our sweepers, so it's not actually very good against black sweepers. Maybe we just keep it the same and go down one Chevelle? Alright, try like that. So we get a bit more action for control. I mean, so far the deck has just felt weirdly good against control. Maybe control's just like a fine matchup because we just grind them out. I mean, I think we keep this. It's a little awkward that we don't have black mana. Maybe a lot awkward. We'll see. Hopefully we draw black mana. Or just lands in general. Opponent cycle Censor. And land. Foretells. Well, there's black mana. Play the Triome. Pass the turn. We don't actually really care if they counter Mox Amber, so... Opponent. Passes. Well, play the land. Play Mox Amber. Play Thalia. Opponent's going to draw some cards. This is not bad, though. So we get to get down Thalia and then General Enforcer. Clean to dust to draw a card. All right, well, Thalia with General Enforcer for protection. Still doesn't get by, like, Extinction Events. Opponent, Castle Lockwane passes. Well, go to combat. Attack ya. Opponent. Down to 16. Play Captain Sisay. If it gets countered, it gets countered. Just don't censor it. Getting censored is the one that feels the worst. Alright. Well, Extinction Event would be annoying. Shadow's Verdict, we don't really care that much because at least we have Captain Sisay. But Extinction Event is the clean sweep at the moment. Wow, they actually do have Extinction Event. That is the clean sweep at the moment. Well, Sorin. Ping ya. Oh yeah, that's a bit brutal. Opponent. Cycles a Censor. And passes. Well, play Curvoli. Would be nice because of the card advantage. Ether Gust. That's awkward. Yeah, I guess we'll put it on top. Ping, yeah. Getting countered isn't the end of the world, because if they counter it, then we just reanimate it. But getting Ether Gusted is actually way more obnoxious than an actual counter there. Opponent. Field of Ruin. They're going to make us shuffle it? No. Well, try again. Curvoli. Jeez, Alright, Sublime Epiphany. Well, our opponent might have this one now. That's real bad. Well, Sorin. If this is Torrential Gearhulk Sublime Epiphany, I think that's just game. Yeah. Yeah, that's not great. Well, Pony had the right sweepers this time. And I'm not sure that we keep playing this out. Yeah. Alright. Sure. Well, fair enough. Opponent had the right sweeper. And it is true, we saw last matchup against the Yarion deck how good our deck is against blue-white control decks. Blue-black control actually feels a bit tougher because their sweepers get around our protection. We have a ton of protection for traditional Wraths, but much less effective against the kind of Wraths our opponent's playing. Well, I guess the good news is Thought Distortion can be a blowout. Bad news is we already did some mulliganing, and this hand isn't great by any stretch. Go. We only have 2 pieces of action on the mulligan, which not exciting. Well, Overgrown Tomb tapped. On the other hand, just getting to this Thought Distortion before our opponent does anything too impactful, that could allow us to just win the game. Opponent. Land. Play the land. Play Shauna. Might as well play around Censors since we know our opponent's playing infinite Censors. Make them spend real counters if they want to counter things. Cycles of Fetid Pools. About it. Swamp. And passes. Well, play the land. Play Kethis. Go attacking. Pass the turn. Well, good thing we played around the Censor. Man, we're close. One more land after this forest for, wow, so many Censors. One more land after this forest to make our opponent very sad. Jeez, alright. Cycle, Fatal Push. Opponent, land. And kind of fine with just drawing another land. Kills Kethis. I'll play a Zeke. Play the land. Play a Zika. General Enforcer. Pass the turn. Oh, can we find the land? Put it. Land. Ashiok's annoying. Shadow's Verdict gets both of our creatures. Scarab God. That's very awkward. How do we beat a Scarab God? Do we beat a Scarab God? Well, I guess we gotta... 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I want a Thought Distortion, but then our opponent gets to get back our Shauna, and I don't know if we beat that. Well, alright. Not exciting, but do what we gotta do. Opponent untaps, draws. Scarab God's kind of awkward with our opponent's Wrath, though. About it. Goes attacking. Maybe. Does not attack. Well, Thought Distortion. Need to find, like, Kaya, I guess, to get rid of the Scarab God. Opponent's going to draw cards, leaves one to the top. Draws into removal. Yeah. Well, gonna need a top deck. We gotta find Kaya. We resolve the mass discard spell. The problem is they got a Scarab God, and we do not have an answer to the Scarab God, and that's gonna beat us with our own creatures, as it lets our opponent scry for the win. If you weren't playing Standard a few years ago, Scarab God is really, really strong. Opponent plays a Fabled Passage, corrects a Fabled Passage, so appears to have top decked something good. Narset. Yeah, that's a good top deck. And a Shark Typhoon, and we draw land, and yeah. Well, fair enough. Alright. Let's see if we can dodge control for one. So far, we're 2 for 2 for playing control with this sweet Abzan Legend deck. I like this deck. This deck is super fun. But I'm dying to get Ember Cleaved at the moment. After grinding 2 really long control matchups. This is my anti-control shirt. Quick change. I don't know if you knew that, but Arena's really sensitive to the clothes you're wearing, so if you can change your shirt, you can get different matchups. It's a part of the shuffler algorithm. So if you go on a losing streak, quick clothes change can probably help. So we'll see. If we play against control again, then the Reddit post I read about the shuffler must be see, aggro. It worked. Okay, it is true. Well, that is good to know. Opponent. Or maybe it's mono red control. Mountain and Alright, goblins. Well, this might be bad for us. Well, let's play a Chevelle. Not sure what our goblin plan is. Actually, maybe we want to play control. maybe that is maybe that is the real answer. But the shirt worked. Most importantly, opponent. Yeah, that's yeah. Well, we could be getting Muxus next turn. Opponent passes. Counter on Goblin token. Might as well. That's the thing they're most likely to sacrifice. So we might as well draw a card if they're going to sack it. This hand does not stop us from losing to Muxus. Hand doesn't stop us from losing anything. I do not know about Finn in this deck. Unclear what the value. Are you thinking about sacking it to avoid the counter? I mean, I guess if they do, that's fine. That's one less goblin on the battlefield. All right, we get. Oh my God, more lands. Well, Finn time. Please no Muxus. Oh, that's a lot of lands. Well, we kept a land every hand, and then we have continued to draw lands every turn like a pro. I wonder what shirt you got to wear to not get flooded. There's got to be one. Incinerator. Cycles. Well, better than getting Muxus. We figured out why Finn is good. Finn is good because people kill it because they don't realize that Finn is horrible in our deck and doesn't do anything. It eats a removal spell that could be going at a better creature. Okay. Well, that is Finn to the max. We'll play this Enforcer, I guess. At least the Enforcer is a creature and not land number 9. Opponent says nice. Yeah, we got you. We got you, Muxus. Cannot beat a General Enforcer. Yeah, it's a Lord off the top, and there's another Lord on the top. Maybe we just lose to our opponent playing Lords. Yeah. That's fine. Definitely not brutally dying here. We need our... We need a... Oh, my God. There's land number 9. Can we find land number 10? That's the real question. Thalia. All right, well... Thalia is a creature. We need Urza's Ruinous Blast on this board state. It does not beat Muxus usually, but it can stop a bunch of hasty Goblin Lords. Opponent. Well, yeah. Can we survive a turn? 3 blockers. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we survive a turn. Actually, I don't think we survive a turn. The problem is... well, maybe. Maybe we survive a turn. Our opponent can sack... goblins to pump. But they have to sack untapped ones. So they'd have to sack the Lords. Alright. So we gotta draw Urza's Ruinous Blast this... Wait, we're dead? Why are we dead? Alright. Well. Extinction Event in, Shadow's Verdict in, Witch's Vengeance in. I guess we countered Rog. There must have been more goblins than we thought. Wow, this deck does not believe in fighting Muxus, does it? Creatures can't enter from the graveyard. That's not especially helpful. Are you helpful? No. Dire Tactics, I guess? That seems like a tough one. Yeah, we just don't... I guess we just don't believe in answers to Muxus. So, Heroic Intervention out. Finn. Sorry, buddy. Out. Actually, Thalia seems pretty bad. Thalia... our opponent just doesn't really cast spells. Let's go down to Thalia. I guess Ansara's Wings does something. And maybe the backside of Redain. Ooh! Alright, maybe we want to be playing control. Maybe we had these matchups all wrong. Huh. Not believing in Grafdigger's Cage is a risky strategy. I know it's not legendary, but still. I feel like if I don't have Grafdigger's Cage, I never beat goblins. Well, opponent, land. We'll play a tap land. I mean, the good news is we do have Urza's Ruinous Blast, which, off of this Azeka, could be pretty good. Opponent, Snoop. Well, land and Azeka. Go. Opponent has a War Chief on top. Play, or a Chieftain. Oh my god, there's Muxus. Well, we'll block. Okay, so... I don't think we can get Muxus this turn. I guess if they have Iron Crag Feet, we get Muxus either way. So... let's play the land. Actually, I guess we got a Temple of Silence. Plains to the bottom. Captain Sisse. Well, next turn, we are Ruinous Blasting. For sure. And hoping that Muxus never happens somehow. About it. Has an incinerator, cycles, finds a land, kills Captain Sisse. More. Oh, they're gonna get to this Muxus. Another Snoop goes attacking. Well, Urza's Ruinous Blast. Pass the turn. Opponent says nice, but they're holding a Muxus, so I don't think this is as nice as our opponent thinks it is. Like, we're just dying. Oh my god. Now they're gonna have 2 Muxuses. I was thinking Valky could get rid of Muxus, but that doesn't even seem like it's gonna work. They get another War Chief, go attacking, we drop to 7. So we're dying on every conceivable level here. Play Valky. Take the Muxus. Pass the turn. Neither of these are humans, which is unfortunate. Land for our opponent. Yeah, we're just super dead. War Chief, Cranko, Snoop. Yeah? Oh! Well, that was not even kind of a little close. We even had the Urza's Ruinous Blast that game, and it was still not even kind of a little close. That was not good. That was not good. Things have taken a turn. I guess aggro does seem like probably the worst matchups for this. I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. We wanted to not play control, so we played goblins and we got crushed. I guess in reality, that is, well, no lands, no keep. I guess in reality, goblins is combo rather than aggro. Let's put... what is our plan here? So opponent's a Lurus deck. I guess we put Curvoli to the bottom? Let's try that. All right, here go Luris. Auras is probably most likely. Or it could be Pyro. Yep. All right. Well, there goes something. So probably Pyromancer. Well, tap land go. Opponent. Yeah, definitely Pyromancer. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Well, we also don't believe in removal. Yes, is going to go, So one thing we've learned is not playing Graveyard Hate is very risky. This is the second matchup in a row where Grafdigger's Cage would be incredibly helpful. But since it's not legendary, our deck does not play it. I think that's actually a good deck building lesson. Even if you have a theme, there are times when playing some cards that don't fit the theme, quote unquote, going to be necessary and helpful because your theme does not have access to important things. In this case, Grafdigger's Cage did not lose to Arcanus and Goblins. Opponent, Thoughtseizes. Takes Kaya, sure. I mean, we also don't believe in removal. That's pretentious. Opponent, it's us, 19. Gets Aluris. Well, play the land, play Azeka. Go attacking. Hope our opponent does not have cheap spells. Dreadhorde Arcanist is one of the best creatures. Oh my god. One of the best creatures possible if it lives. Like, I don't think there's a creature in Historic that snowballs harder than Dreadhorde Arcanist if it stays on the battlefield and you don't have Graveyard Hate. So I assume this is just steal our board, sacrifice our board, and we lose. Opponent goes attacking. Claim the Firstborn. Does not cast it. Well, I guess we block for minimal value. Down to 15. Opponent sacks, draws cards. Yes, it's bad. Oh my goodness. Well, this is exactly what happens when Dreadhorde Arcanist lives. Captain Sisay, I guess at least it can't be claimed the Firstborn. Pass the turn, opponent untaps. Do you have a Moon Crusher Giant or something similar? Opponent's thinking. Interesting. I didn't realize you had to think if you had Dreadhorde Arcanist to cast a spell for free every turn, but perhaps you do. Opponent sacks the Arcanist to draw cards, which I assume means they have Fatal Push and another Arcanist, or I guess they have Luris. Another Fatal Push. Yeah. Mills some cards. Oh boy. Well, might be time for game 2. We have a Scry land. Our hand, like, look at what we had in this game. Our opening hand, even on the mulligan, was not bad. Yeah, all right. Opening hand on the mulligan was not bad, but Dreadhorde Arcanist just went off the way it does. Oh, boy. Oh, the sideboard. Okay. I mean, Kunaros. So I think the idea is, oh, we have Kunaros. It's like a Grafdigger's Cage that's legendary, but no, it is not. It's like a Grafdigger's Cage that dies to claim the Firstborn and does not stop Muxus. So it's like the worst Grafdigger's Cage of all time. I guess we could bring in a bunch of stuff. Whether or not this stuff is actually going to be enough definitely remains to be seen. Ugh. Yeah, I really wish we had better sideboard. Well, Finn, sorry, bud. You don't actually do anything. Heroic Intervention, probably not. I mean, I guess we have to try Kunaros just because we don't have any other options, but probably no Vivian. Probably no Kogla. Go down to Mox Amber. Go down to Mox Amber. I guess General Kudrow is sort of Graveyard 8. Yeah, Valky. I guess we're not like that. Oh. Well, we'll see. We're quickly heading towards meme territory, though, with this deck. After the insane game one against the control deck, where where the deck felt great. You know what's especially bad against Thoughtseize Tribal? Having Mulligan. Well, all right, we got him. We got him. No way this is gonna go poorly for us. Opponent. Would you like to Thoughtseize us into Dreadhorde Arcanist into Thoughtseize us and leave us with nothing? Well, alright. Opponent apparently not understanding what our deck's about. We will accept it. Play Chevelle, pass the turn. Would be a shame if our opponent did not have a good target for Claim the Firstborn, Village Rites. Opponent, Dragon Skull Summit, and... Alright, opponent. Opponent says, oops, for some reason. Plays an Arcanist, of course. Well, not believing in removal is annoying. Alright, well, we will pass the turn. Opponent. Land. Well, time to get snowballed. A little unfortunate that we don't have white mana. Good at drawing forests this game. Opponent going to get a Lurrus. Passes. Well, there's slow white mana. Play Kolvori. No attacks. Oh, but there's an Arcanist, and Arcanist is really good. Oh, boy. Arcanist has to be the early game creature that you want your opponent to untap with the least. It's gotta be. Opponent kills our stuff. Goes attacking for some reason. Duresses for no value. Well, I mean, I guess we block. Opponent. Tap land. And... yes, cast that Fatal Put. Seriously? Seriously. Seriously. Alright, Spark Harvest, sacking Arcanist. Lurrus gets back Arcanist. We cry ourselves to sleep. Opponent mills a few cards. Hey, another Arcanist. Who would have guessed? Well, play Kaya. At least this gets rid of Arcanist temporarily. It's not even that good, though, because they just get to Lurrus back the other Arcanist. Oh, no, and they also have Village Rites in hand? Oh! Kaya was probably the best thing we could draw, and it's still not anywhere near... oh, my God. Not anywhere near good enough. About it takes Urza's Ruinous Blast. Oh, dear. Untap land. Arcanist returns with haste and thoughts. Why no Grafdigger's Cage? Flatten a mythic rank player. I mean, I guess we can't complain because we have a sideboard. We have a sideboard. A lot of times we don't even have a sideboard, but oh my goodness. Oh, this is such a fun idea for a deck. It's just, yeah. I mean, is it an early scoop? No. Like, what are we possibly going to do to get back in this game with Lura's coming? All right, one more shot. All right, one more shot for this Abzan Legend deck to show that it is a dream and not a meme. Oh, after that amazing first game, things have taken a turn for the worse for this deck. Well, I mean, I guess we'll keep this. This is a somewhat functional mix of lands and spells. Attune with Ether. Well, I assume this means our opponent's Ether works marveling, which I guess we'll see. Opponent land. Long does Gub. And, maybe it's like a pummeler deck. Play the land, General Enforcer. Go. I mean, if this is an actual creature deck, this Urza's Ruinous Blast should be great if we can get it down. Opponent untaps. And untap land. Attune with Ether. Goes attacking. Well, we're taking a bunch. Opponent pumps, hits us. Sure, more long toast cubs. Well, play the land, play a Zika. Pass the turn. Well, we'll see. It is all about this Zika living, I think, so we can cast this Urza's Ruinous Blast. Opponent, land. Attune with Ether, part 3. Well, opponents... Okay. Well, this is okay. We take our beats. It's going to hurt a lot. But then we get to Ruinous Blast everything. And hope our opponent doesn't just draw another payoff. Well, opponent pumps. Gets back some energy. Well, alright. Play the land. Ruinous Blast. Pass the turn. Opponent. Alright, more threats. Voltaic Brawler. Well, play the land. Play Shauna. Play Sisay. Pass the turn. This Brawler could still get there if our opponent has a bunch of pump spells and double strike. Well, we'll block. Are we dead? Alright. Not dead. It hurts, but we're not dead. Yeah, let's just Sisay for Vivian. Play Vivian. Make a 3/3 with Vigilance. And yeah, I guess we hit you. All right. We might be stabilized at 6 life. This second Urza's Ruinous Blast is helpful. Opponent passes. Green, black, huh. Yeah, let's play Prismatic Bridge. Vivian, make a trampler, hit ya. Pass the turn. All right, give us some free value. Oh, opponent, more land, scoops it up. Okay, that went well. Not control, not getting got by goblins. Shadow's Verdict in. Dire Tactics in. And I guess Witch's Vengeance, maybe? Extinction Event. Going down. I guess the Spider's fine. General Kudrow's kind of meh. Finn, it is a good blocker. Maybe it's better than Thalia. Let's try it like that. Let's keep the Finns, or a Finn, because this might be a matchup where Finn's actually good. Like, just to have 1/3 Death Touch blocker that can also be indestructible, that actually seems kind of decent against what our opponent's doing. We definitely need all the removal we can get, though, to not get janked out. Ooh. Alright, not enough lands. Well, okay. I guess we'll keep this. This is not a super exciting hand, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, we're gonna do tap. Pass the turn. Opponent. I mean, Sisei's obviously good if it lives. Play Sisei. Or play Shauna. Next turn we can Scryland into Sisei, maybe? Boot it. We'll take Brawler. Huh. Well, let's play this as ramp. On, I guess, human. Scry. Triome bottom. Pass the turn. Witch's Venue's a little awkward here because it's going to kill our stuff at the moment. Opponent. Ooh, Garrick. Makes a beast, goes attacking. Yeah, that's a real clock. I'll play Moxamber. Play Captain Sisei. Play a tap land. The question's going to be, does Sisei live? If it does, we got hope. If it doesn't, we're probably dead. Llanowar Elves. About it. Come on. Just die. Just die. It'll be fine. Opponent. Tramples up the Brawler. Hits us for a ton. Well, we take Infinite. Are we dead? Not quite, down to 6. Opponent passes. Well, Sisei. Get a Ruinous Blast. Ruinous Blast. Oh my god, they're splashing for Spell Pierce. Now we are dead. Okay. Well, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, run it back. We're on the play this game, which is good. Oh, we need that sweeper to resolve. That Garrick was very, very strong. Well, one more shot. Come on, Legends. Please. At least go 2 and 3. The deck is sweet enough that I want it to succeed. This isn't one of those weeks where it's like, oh, we're playing a horrible Planeswalker deck. Of course it's horrible. This is like, I really want this deck to be sweet because it's such a cool idea. So it would be nice if we could sneak out one more win. Opponent, mulliganing. This hand's not bad. Now, Templess Island, Scry, Finn. It is a blocker. Or do we want something more impactful? Yeah, let's go bottom. We kind of already have blockers. Opponent. Oh, alright. Velky. Take Robber the Rich. About it. Land. Harness Lightning. Gets back Robber the Rich. Well, play Shauna, play a tap land. Really would be nice to draw some more real cards. I guess the lands are getting us to this Kogla, but our opponent's going to start doing things, which is scary. Another Harness Lightning. Well, land. Oh, now our opponent gets to steal with Robber the Rich. That's not good. That's not good. About it. Robber the Rich. Steals nothing. Well, play the land. Play Captain Sisay. Play around the Spell Pierce. Opponent's already used 2 removal spells. If we get to start tutoring, I'm going to like where we're at. About it. And the mana's going to come in handy. We can actually cast Kogla. Opponent hits us. No. We will not trade our tutor with your Robber of the Rich. Voltaic Brawler. Attuned with Ether. Alright, opponent's out of stuff for the moment. Plays a land. Well, we will play the land. And Kogla. Fight the Robber of the Rich. And this is where our deck wants to be. Now we're in a position where we get to tutor up a legend every turn. Sisay is really, really good if we get to untap with it. Opponent plays a land. Sure. Bristles. Also sure. I got bad news for you, opponent. And that bad news starts with Urza's and ends with your board being exiled. I wonder if our opponent scoops when we show the Urza's Ruinous Blast. Well, out of here. And you got the GGs. Sisay. Snag. Mox Amber. Play Mox Amber. General Enforcer. Scryland. We will keep Vivian. Smack ya. Pass the turn. Now we have Indestructible Sisay. And we have Kaya that could potentially exile this Hazaret. And this is what we want to see the deck doing. Logtusk Cub, sure, that's going to get big. That's cute. Well, Sisay. Tutor up a... Maybe it's just Chevelle. Yeah, let's take Chevelle. Play Chevelle. Play Kaya. Tick up on General Enforcer. No attacks. Opponent can actually just kill our Kogla with Logtusk Cub. The good news is we have this indestructible Chevelle that is going to block this Logtusk Cub for days. Opponent does a bunch of pumping. And goes attacking. I don't know if our opponent sees the combo. Block. Sure. Heroic Intervention. Llanowar Elves. Counter on Logtusk Cub. Draw land. Sisay. I mean, one more. What? Our opponent stuck it out through the first Ruinous Blast. I think the second one should do it. General Enforcer kind of dies, not really. Comes back, recast. Kaya, tick up on General Enforcer. Smack you with Kogla. Oh, and this is our deck at full power. So I guess we've got to see the amazing aspects of this deck, and then also the brutal aspects about it. Yeah, I mean, game. It's just game. Sure, get in there. Guess what? Indestructible Chevelle doesn't care about your Hazoret. Well, we will untap, counter on Hazoret, attack with everything. And that was beautiful. That's what this deck can do at full power. Oh! Well, we finished 2 and 3, so it can't be considered a dream. But I really like this deck. And the good games are super fun, but all right, we'll talk about that in the wrap-up. Just a second. So where does that leave us with Abzan Legends Beaver Dream? We finished 2 and 3, which I guess means it's a meme. I don't think it can be a dream without being at least 50% win rate. So it qualifies as a meme, although I found this deck really interesting and really fun. Our first match against Control was absurd. Our last match against Pummeler went really well. In between, hit some rough spots. Blue-black Control with exile removal seemed bad, and we really got punished for our sideboard against Goblins and also against Rakdos, where our opponent was just doing unfair shenanigans from the graveyard, from their library, and we just didn't really have a way to interact with it. So we didn't even feel especially close in those matchups. And I think, even though I'm a big believer that any sideboard's better than no sideboard, I think there's a teachable moment here as far as deck building. And I think this is an example of the deck being a little too married to its theme, which actually makes it suffer a little bit. So here's what I am suggesting. If you look at our deck, we care about Legends. We got Captain Sisay, most powerful card in our deck. We got Kethis, cares about Legends. We have Kervoli, cares about Legends. We have Azika, cares about Legends. We have the legendary human sub-theme with General Enforcer, which was kind of funnily good in some matchups. So our deck obviously cares about Legends a lot. Like, that's what our deck is built around. Also, our legendary sorceries need Legends. So you want to have a lot of Legends to make these cards work. On the other hand, if you look at our sideboard, I feel like we are playing some not very good cards to try to support the theme, when maybe it's worth it to play some non-legendary cards, even though we can't tutor them up with Captain Sisay or whatever, just because they're better. And maybe the best example of this is Kunaros, which Kunaros, I guess it kind of helps a little bit against Rakdos Pyromancer, doesn't actually shut down Muxes from Goblins, and now we have stuff that is just like, I'm not sure why you have this. Like, why is Mingara in our deck? Is this our Goblin hate? We play it and they attack us for lethal and we're like, haha, we get to draw a card on the way out. You attacked us, with a bunch of creatures, so we got you. So I feel like maybe the sideboard is a little too cute for its own good. Maybe we can trim some of the underpowered cards. Mingaras, maybe Kunaros, maybe Kemble, which probably gets a lot better after we get Storm cards in the format. But for right now, I don't think it's very exciting. Maybe Tomic, I guess, is good against Nissa in specific, but is that worth it? Are there enough Nissas to matter? I'm not sure there are. So maybe we trim that. Even like Dire Tactics, would we rather have this because it works with our human theme than just like a Fatal Push or a Bloodchief's Thirst? I'm not actually sure, so I think that's the easiest way to improve the deck. The other thing is, we see this a little bit in the main deck too. I think Finn is maybe the best example. Finn is a card that it's a 1/3 Death Touch. We're never going to poison our opponent because we don't have enough Death Touch creatures. We have 2 Finns and we have 2 Chevelles. The odds of us actually getting 10 poison counters on our opponent are very, very close to 0. I'm sure if you played this deck 1,000 times, it would happen eventually, but it is not something that's very likely. So this is a card that its ability doesn't do anything. It's a 1/3 Death Touch, but it is a legend and it is a human. Is it worth playing this because it's a legendary human over playing something else? And I'm actually not sure the answer. The other thing I'm wondering is, yeah, you don't want to go too deep on legends because of the legend rule. But maybe it's worth it to play a little bit more of our good legends. Like, would it be worth having 3 Thalias or maybe 3 Chevelles instead of these 2 random Finns? We get a little inconsistency with maybe legend ruling ourselves, but at the same time, we're getting an upgrade and getting better cards that do more things. So I really like the idea of this deck. I mean, the most powerful aspect that I was really impressed with was Captain Sisay is so insane if you untap with it. You don't always untap with it, but if you do, it is absurd and it's really, really hard to lose. So that was a sneaky all-star for me. The other card that was oddly impressive in some matchups was General's Enforcer in our control matchup in game 1, where it was just a ridiculous game and our opponent had a million Wraths and Sweepers. This was our key card, and we saw it again in the last game, where being able to like play a Chevelle and play a General Enforcer and just block Hazoret all day or massive Long Tusk Cubs all day, that's actually very powerful. And maybe that's an argument for the Finn, because these Death Touch 2-drops along with General Enforcer really, really tough for aggro decks to get through. So I like a lot of the things this deck is doing, but I feel like it's not quite there yet. One last bit of criticism. It's very odd to me that we don't have a way to cast the backside of Velki, and we don't have a way to cast Prismatic Bridge without having a Zeke on the battlefield. It seems relatively low opportunity cost to, as much as I hate to say this, play some pathways that have backsides that could potentially make us 5 colors, or potentially add red mana for Velki. We do have a lot of basics in our deck. We have 8 basics, which is really probably more than we need. There's no Blood Moon in Historic, or really many ways to get punished. You do want a couple in case you get Field of Ruin or something, but you don't really need to have 8 basics in Historic. So I think that we could trim a few of these basics, maybe go to like 3 or 4 basics, and replace them with pathways that in a pinch can let us make red mana for Velki. Like, most of the time, we're going to play it as a green source, but maybe once in a while, we play as a red source and cast a Velki, and we're really happy. Same with turning on Prismatic Bridge. So that's another just really small thing that I think could improve the deck a bit. But overall, I mean, the deck's a meme. We went 2 and 3. It's got to be considered a meme. Although it's a meme that I really enjoyed and thought was really fun, and think that maybe with some more brewing and tuning actually has some potential in the format. So anyway, that's Abzan's Legends. That's been our Beaver Dream for this week. Let me know what you think. How do you like the deck? Do you have any ideas on how to improve this archetype? Because like I said, untapping with Captain Sisay, one of the most fun and sweetest things that you can do in Historic, I think, especially in a deck like this. So thanks for watching. Give me your feedback in the comments, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.